Dearest Alyssa, how have you been? I think of you every day. It seems such a long time since you started your life at boarding school. It was after your beloved grandfather went missing while traveling 3 years ago that I sent you
Clock
off
Tower
to
3 is one of the craziest survival horror games I ever played, and I really wish I knew about it back when I was a kid in 2002, because this game is absolutely bonkers. And in this video, I'm going to explain, just using the first chapter of the game, what to expect. Now let's get this underway. In this game, you play as a 14-year-old girl named Alyssa, who receives a letter from her mother telling her to come back home because she was sent to boarding school 5 years prior. And she said she was sent to boarding school for her own safety. So you go back home and you find a dude that looks just like Joe Pesci from Home Alone in the house with no mother to be seen. So obviously the first thing you do after figuring out all this stuff is go upstairs to your room to put on a cowgirl outfit because shit, I'm a New Game Plus, I want to use this stuff. So next thing you know, your fireplace in the main living area goes out. So what do? You crawl inside it. Then, of course, you find a bleeding statue that happens to self-decapitate itself, as seen here. And of course, in the statue was some holy water, because why not? So then you go down to the door with the holy water and spray some on it, and then next thing you know, this big blue sigil on the door it just blows up, and then you can access the rest of the house. So then you go into your mother's room and you find a picture frame, and well, you just kind of pull that little arm on it and you set it up on the table because, yeah. And then you look into a book, and next thing you know, Joe Pesci's there because Joe Pesci. So obviously after all that, you travel back in time to 1941 England during World War II, where bombs get dropped, and Alyssa over here, well, she takes a bit of a tumble. Then you find a dead body with a ring box next to it, so you go get a ring out of a telephone booth, and then you put the ring in the box, and the ghost gets happy, and then it gives you an item called a sigil stone, which absorbs a hit for you, because ghosts and logic. And then you hear some really badass piano playing over in the concert hall, and you really want to go see it, but you don't have a ticket, so you gotta go get a ticket to go see the piano because, oh my god, that's some really good playing. So in your conquest to go get to that concert hall, you stop at Norton's Tailor because, like, yeah. So then you find some newspaper clipping about a bludgeoning of some girl that plays the piano, but I'm sure this has no relevance to the story whatsoever. Absolutely none. Oh shit, it's a dude with a gigantic hammer bludgeoning a 12-year-old girl who happens to play the piano. Well, what a coincidence, huh? Then the hammer guy obviously does not seem to like you, because then he tries swinging the hammer at you and it causes a mess and it really just dampers the overall mood. It's alright though, because you see, you got this chair, and you know, one with the chair? Super crazy, and apparently you tackle even harder than Goldberg back in 1998. So you get to the concert hall after searching around the Taylor place for a bit, and you bring your nice little concert invitation thingy, and the doors open up for you, all nice like really good doors, and all of a sudden purple butterfly. So then you find the girl that just got hammered to death playing the piano covered in blood. And like any true survival horror game, you end up finding a note that gives you the solution to a puzzle to open up a lock. So then you open up the lock, and next thing you know, you get the master key, which opens up like the 3 doors in this building. And then you totally pickpocket this dude's jacket and you get some matches. The hammer dude does not know how to use doors, so instead he causes at least $5,000 worth of property damage and tries to kill you. With those matches you got, you light up this lantern, which lights up the room, which lights up a little small board. That was a bit redundant. But it lights up a little small board that you gotta walk across, like a tightrope, to, well, get some pliers to open up a door that was chained shut back in the tailor shop. Because that makes sense. And if you're a scrub like me, on your run back, you get killed by the hammer guy. GG. Anyways, when you finally make it there, you use the pliers on the barbed wire door to cut the barbed wire to get in the door. Then you find some locket thingy and it cues this cutscene about the dad and the daughter and the piano. Long story short, the dad's dead, he died in war, and really, he can never hear her perform anyways. So you run back to the concert hall to tell the little girl that her dad's dead like she is, and you run to Hammer Guy sitting on the building, and you're about to 1v1 a mate. Next thing you know, the game becomes Final Fantasy, and you get some magical lightsaber bow and arrow thingy that Alyssa knows how to use somehow. Don't ask me, I didn't write the game. But anyways, you got the bow and arrow, and you got like a crazy little skirt effect there. Then the boss battle starts, and next thing you know, you're shooting this dude with bows and arrows that have like little lightning chains. And you fucking wreck him. But before I forget, you actually shoot an arrow up into space. This is legit Final Fantasy at this point. And of course, when you shoot the arrow up in space, it causes a fucking meteor to come down and hit Mr. Sledgehammer dude. Like, I don't really have much to add to this. It happens. Promise. After beating Sledge, you go talk to the ghost girl and go, hey, LOL, your dad's dead. And she starts crying because now everyone's dead. Everyone's dead around you. Oh, and then father and daughter reunite in death and stuff. Cool. And just like that, you're back in bed. Looks like you're waking up, but was it all a dream? So, you hear some knocking on the window, and you go to open up the curtains, and next thing you know, it's fucking Ron Weasley, and he has restless leg syndrome. No, seriously, when the camera angle switches, look at his fucking legs. They don't stop moving. He's got the alligator jiggling fever. But, on that note, nice voice crack, Alex. On that note, that's Clock Tower 3, at least the first chapter, the most normal one. This game gets even more batshit insane as it goes on, and has to be played to be believed. I highly recommend playing this, because it's a fucking trip, and it's so Japan. I love you, Japan.
What do you think you're doing entering a lady's residence through a window?